What's going on, YouTube? So today I woke up and I saw a really unfortunate video. It's the first video I saw, and this is obviously the response video to it. Sikh boy getting bullied on the bus. And this is my first response video because it really struck a chord with me. That video really upset me for a lot of reasons. One of those being personal. I can relate. I don't know. That's the funny thing about this whole thing is this whole video comes down to people discriminating on looks. So I don't know if you can tell on my looks or how my hair looks right now, but I'm 26. I am North African. My dad's Moroccan and my mom's Algerian. I was born in this country, which is the United States. Born in Berkeley, the Bay Area. Went to school, graduated from Cal, worked at CBS. So I'm doing my thing. And yeah, my name is Sammy Ben Muhammad. I don't know if I should be putting it out there on the internet, but I guess the point of this video is what is a last name or what is something somebody has on their head, whether it's a face scarf or a turban or a religious garment around the neck. Why does it matter in this country still? Like, I guess I'll break down to my point. Like, I grew up being picked on all the time. Like, let's get to it. That's just growing up in schools. You get picked on if you're different, if you look different, if you speak different, if you like somebody who somebody else doesn't like. I mean, there's lots of stupid reasons. But one thing I noticed is that I would get picked on and bullied on by a lot of kids. It was kind of like this whole pack theory. And it was because of my last name. I remember going to a new high school, and I got a scholarship. It was a predominantly all-white private high school in the Oakland Hills, and I got picked on a lot. And there was actually a situation where I was on the bus, just like that kid, but it ended up being a lot worse. There was a bunch of kids on the bus. It was probably my second week there, and I asked this girl for an Altoid. Very nice girl. We were friends, talking. Normal day. I was having a good time. And as I reach out to get it, this one kid slaps it out of her hand and says, "Don't give it to the terrorists. Don't give it to the Muslim." And they all think it's hilarious. So I start laughing. They all start cracking jokes. And there's like probably 6 of them, all seniors, upperclassmen, juniors, big guys. Some girls too. And then, obviously everyone else who wasn't involved, who chose not to get involved, but still got involved in a way because they chose to side with the people that were making the jokes because they started laughing. Everyone started laughing. They thought it was hilarious. I was like, whatever. I mean, I'll forget these kids. Just because of ignorance is going to stop me. So I asked for another Altoid. Very nicely, I reached out for the girl. And I said, "Hey, Dakota, can I get another Altoid?" And again, another kid slaps the Altoid out of her hand. Not only, like, he hits her hand. You know what I mean? Like, first he's hitting a woman's hand twice. So hard that he knocks an Altoid out of her hand and he's littering on the bus. Let's keep it simple like that. That's out of pocket. And I turned to the kid and I said, "Do it one more time and I won't be so nice," or something along those lines. Like, don't do it again, basically. Like, that's not cool. Don't do it again. I didn't get involved. Of course, they keep cracking jokes. Osama bin Laden, Osama, this, that, terrorist, blah, blah. They cracked as many jokes as you could. September 11th, this, that, and the other. I calmly, just 5 seconds later, asked her for another Altoid. And now a different kid slapped it out of her hand, and I just immediately backhanded him. Didn't even think about it. Open hand, just bitch slapped him real tough. And then I got my Altoid. And the whole bus got quiet as hell. I felt kind of bad because he started bleeding out of his nose. But I didn't really feel like I had another situation. I calmly told them twice, basically, that it wasn't cool. And then the second time I told them that if they did it again, there would be some type of consequence. And the whole bus got really quiet, except for my boy Bundy. And we just posted up having one of the funniest conversations on the bus, because it was about a 20-minute bus ride, and everyone just was silent. The bus driver even stopped, because this kid was like, "Why did you do this to me? Why did you hit me?" He started crying. I'm like, wait, what? I'm confused here, because I don't get if you guys understand the stuff you're saying. One was like directed towards me, but in general was so hateful and out of pocket that it's just like hate speech. You know what I mean? Like, how do you know anybody else on that bus didn't get offended by that? They should have. Like, I get offended when other people like are homophobic or talk shit about like my Jewish friends. Like, I've gotten a lot of those situations. Discrimination is discrimination, and that's my point basically. Like, I've seen a lot of the responses on these videos. It's like, oh, well, he's not a Muslim or da da da. Like, a lot of people are pro like for this guy's rights. A lot of people aren't. A lot of people are confused. Like, this doesn't come to religion. This comes to people being different in this country. Yeah, racism's one for it, and that's just simple discrimination against color. We discriminate against people who are gay. We discriminate against people who are poor. There's a lot of things we discriminate against people in this country. For what? Why? Handle your business and do you. Focus on being a better person, and maybe if you do all the right things and you start focusing on yourself and start making positive changes, everyone else will too, hopefully, and then you won't have to worry about people being Muslim or people being whatever that's going to supposedly hurt you. I mean, I ultimately don't get it because I don't think of that mindset, but I mean, hopefully this starts the conversation, and I know hopefully people are going to respond. I mean, I'm ready to take the flak. But yeah, nah, this is going to be my last video because this stuff kind of needs to stop. And all it comes down to is I don't think those little kids in that bus really know why they hate that kid or really know why they're picking on him. Like, what it comes down to is their parents are probably the ones that are spewing that nonsense into their head. And a lot of it's from the media too. And they just don't know better yet. And because they're so young, that's how it comes out. And adults, it's a lot more underground. We've gotten really skilled at training where we feel comfortable in being racist or discriminating or just speaking like that. Won't be in public. It'll be with people we find more comfortable in our groups. There's social groups. Like, man, I'm not gonna go extreme as the KKK, but like, racism still exists. Just because there's not adults doing all this kind of stuff, it's just because they've basically they've understand the social norms as to how it's not cool to do in public, but that shit still exists because obviously the kids are thinking like that. So we need to do something different. Hopefully you can help, and if you can't, keep it pushing. At least say something. Say something. I don't know.